The NFL draft. I didn't watch it. I kept up with it. My Commanders didn't really do a lot that I really hope they got what's his name, and his name escapes me now, Kyle Pickett's or whatever.
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett's.
You mean little baby hands, Kenny?
Yeah.
That was the big thing with everybody, was that he has small hands.
Yeah, there's that picture going around. You like those novelty AirPods? It was
Sassa sent me that today.
Like, here's him holding a regular sized AirPod.
The better one that Sass sent me though was the Arthur one when Arthur's mad and he's clenching his fist.
Yeah,
but they had like a little baby hand. He was like, and it said Kenny Pickett looking at all these memes about his small hands, and it had it clenched, but it was like a little baby one.
That's funny.
Man, I don't know, man. I'm gonna probably put some money on Washington to win the division. I think that.
I'm gonna do that, but that's because
that's because you're an idiot.
Well, I'm a glutton for punishment, so why wouldn't I?
Well, I mean, I understand your point, but I came and believed in Dallas last year, but I really liked what Washington did. I really liked, not necessarily a whole lot in the draft, but I think Carson Wentz was a good ad for Washington for sure. I did watch the draft. It was, you know what the thing is that they have done, and I guess we've made the calls for it, was that they stopped giving us all these personal stories. They don't have to tell they're not like, oh, well, this is Joe Stevenson. He slept on 3 cinder blocks and a bale of straw for 40 years before getting his opportunity to come to NFL. Congratulations, guy. That, like, I never really liked that. It was always kind of like,
yeah.
This guy's come through some adversity.
Well, see, now what I want them to go the opposite direction now that there's the NIL. I want them to be like, this guy made $3.5 million from Big Red his junior year of college.
Yeah, exactly. Now we can go, this guy, as you can see, he's got a full sleeve of tattoos. He paid for none of those. Those are all locally given by business owners now.
You got to love that forehead Fig Newton tattoo. I mean, it is a beaut.
It is distracting, but he does love Fig Newtons.
So go ahead.
Oh no, you got it.
So what do you think was the best value as far as like what team got the best value?
The Eagles.
Okay.
The Eagles. I mean, they gave up untested rookie receiver for AJ Brown. I mean, how much better of a value can you get in the draft than a proven commodity?
100% agree with you. I was talking more about like value as in who drafted. No, but I agree because I was going to talk about that, and you make a good point. I really liked and I had it written down. The Bengals. They with their 31st pick, Daxton Hill.
I really like
defensive back. I mean, he was ranked by some people like in the top 20, and they got him at 31. Also, really like Jermaine Johnson to the Jets. I mean, they've been needing some sack guys.
Kyle Hamilton dropped way too far. I think that landing spot at the for the Ravens was a really good pick for them. I thought Washington was going to get Kyle Hamilton. I thought it would have been a steal for them at 11. I really liked that Kyle Hamilton pick a whole lot. I think that it's hard for me to say that the Titans didn't get a good value on a potential, future quarterback. Will he be the future of the Titans? Who knows? But a 3rd round pick is always worth that chance. So Malik Willis going there. I didn't hate the pick as much as I think that, we don't have a super disagreement on Tannehill. I don't think that he's necessarily the quarterback of the future. But I think that a game-managing quarterback can win a Super Bowl if necessary. But I really did like that pick by the Titans. I think that if Trayvon Burks becomes the guy that people think he can be, then the AJ Brown trade doesn't look so bad down.
Yeah, of course.
But
that's easier said than done.
Easier said than done. It's going to be hard if he's not immediately great, especially for a guy like AJ Brown that was pretty great early on too. I think the fans are going to have a hard time wrapping your head around you. I mean, I'm guessing probably money. Money has to be the thing, right? Like that's the only reason that you make a trade like that, because value doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, and personally, I am obviously the Titans maybe saw something, because personally, I think AJ Brown's the kind of guy that you don't lose over the pennies that they lost him over. I think that if there is nothing wrong and they were just penny pinching, shame on the Titans. That is windows are only open for so long, and AJ Brown is the kind of guy that can help, get you over the hump and, lift the Lombardi Trophy.
I think I 100% agree. Don't hear what I'm not saying, but you got to play a little bit of devil's advocate. Guys like John Robinson and Mike Vrabel are guys that have. It's a lot like not trusting David Poyle at this point. Like, they've earned a little bit. Okay, let's see what happens there. Robert Woods is not big talked about addition.
I thought that was such a massive pickup. That is a guy who on almost any team in the NFL, except for where he's been, would be a wide receiver number 1.
That's exactly right. And I think it kind of, for us, I think we've maybe briefed on it, but it kind of fell weird in between, like when it happened and when it happens for us, hockey and all that. But I think that, a lot of people are forgetting who Bobby Woods is. And, Bobby Trees is gonna score us some points, So I think that got to kind of give the benefit of the doubt. That doesn't mean that we're not allowed to question it and say,
I mean,
what's up?
Yeah, and another thing about the Titans is that I like their pickup of the quarterback. What was it? What'd you say his name was? Was it Malik Willis?
Malik Willis, yeah.
Malik Willis. And I think something came up where Tannehill was asked maybe about like if he's going to help mentor the guy, and he just kind of blew it off, which is fine. His job is not to mentor young quarterbacks. He's not a coach. His job is to be a starter and win a Super Bowl for you.
A lot of people forget that. We all love that competitive, like, hey, that's our team. Like, we want you to, but
you're fighting for a job.
Your boss comes in and is like, hey, I hired this guy, and eventually he's gonna be your replacement. Show him everything you know. Like what? Like
the best was over on Twitter. Kurt Warner put out a thing. Was like, I don't get these young millennials not wanting to train the younger guys.
Boy.
But then he says, any young new quarterbacks in the league, feel free to DM me and I will give you all the information you need to be a starter. He has his DMs turned off so nobody can DM him.
Hey, shut up, bag boy. Nobody cares that you won a couple Super Bowls. Also like the I just wanted to say I like the Lions draft. Getting Aiden Hutchinson at 2.
Yeah.
And then being able to come back at 12 and get Jamison Williams, a guy that, had dominated the SEC and can dominate in the NFL like we've seen with these big-time Alabama receivers. Not that I think that they're going to do anything with it. I'm just saying I think it's a good draft. If another team would have had this draft, they would have been very excited about it.
I don't think it's much of a debate. I think it's pretty much certain. The worst, the team who did the worst of the draft. I think we can everyone agree it's the Patriots. They had an absolutely horrid draft.
I will never concede that point, because I said that one time too. When a dumb coach GM took 2 tight ends back to back in the same round, like the 3rd round. I was like, what an idiot. Those guys were Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez. The hoodie sees something that we don't see. He lives on a different plane of life.
I mean,
we do.
Those picks absolutely killed it.
According, if I was Mel Kiper, then I mean, as far as grading and all that stuff, sure, absolutely, it was the worst pick in the draft. But I'm not so sold that it actually was. I'll tell you whose draft I really didn't like. The Saints. I did not like that trade up for Chris Olave. I didn't like that. I thought that was a reach.
Hey, Honey Badger's going home though. Tyrann Mathieu is heading back to the Bayou.
That's gonna be that's all. That's a guy that you always want to add for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, not a question. I think that the steal for a steal that I didn't talk about was Washington. Your boys getting Jahan Dotson. I watched that kid play at Penn State against Auburn. We were there. He's nasty, dude. He is absolutely nasty. He doesn't have Kenny Pickett hands, so you don't have to worry about that. They're large and in charge. So I think Washington, while I can understand your disappointment, I mean, I think it was an overall okay draft for a team that's already
and here's
on
the thing,
way up.
Washington fans, we've come to learn that we're always going to be disappointed because it's what we're used to. But I'm just happy we didn't go for like the flashiest name. Now, this draft, there wasn't really a huge flashy name. There was no RG3 of this draft, really, because that's what they like to do. Because Dan Snyder is a piece of shit, likes to meddle, and likes to say, "Oh, whatever name's the flashiest, we're gonna sell whatever assets we can to get that guy." And I'm glad that wasn't the case this season.
I'm glad for you guys. I mean, I like Riverboat Ron. I really like a lot of the guy. I really like a lot of the guys on the team Washington has put together, and it's my boy's team. Like, hey, I'm gonna root for him if it doesn't affect me, and or my money. If it doesn't affect my money, if it realistically is more what I'm talking about. But I think that I agree. Not having that flash, that Travis Etienne that we're gonna reach up into the first round for. It was a solid core, great for an NFL team. Bad for a fantasy, a dynasty fantasy team. Like there's not a lot of rookies. There's a whole lot of questions about who to take in a rookie draft now. So